And so I'll take some more phone calls in just a minute. But one of the other articles I wanted to point you to is, as we've pointed out before, just because a president signs an executive order does not guarantee that everyone, either in the federal bureaucracy or even in the states, follow this. And as you well know, there has been an attempt by President Donald Trump, and he will talk about this tonight in his executive orders, to no longer have DEI kinds of separation on the basis of individuals on race and sex. Publicly funded institutions are not supposed to do that. There's a Supreme Court decision that's come down in that regard, and there are of course, executive orders the president has signed. Well, I bring you to this next article. This one is by James Lynch, and he actually documents an organization which I've just begun to find out about called Parents Defending Education. And they've found already over 100 essentially school districts in 20 different states, 26 different states, and the Washington District of Columbia, which are actually violating what the president has ordered by creating what now they call affinity groups and providing safe spaces for so-called underrepresented individuals. Now, as you might imagine, many of these school districts that have these so-called affinity groups are in blue states: California, Illinois, Massachusetts, New York, Vermont, just to mention a few. In Illinois, I know we have listeners there, have close to at least 24 school districts with these identity-based groups, twice as many as any other state. These are where you actually gather together individuals who are separated based on immutable characteristics or sexual orientation. That's Illinois. Let's go to Colorado. The Denver Public Schools have what are called belong groups, which again are an attempt to pull together associations for Black Latinx, that's their word, managers of color, women of color, people devoted to deconstructing privilege. Well, let's go on to Portland, Maine. We have listeners in Maine. The Maine public schools have affinity groups that are available to BIPOC and LGBT employees. Let's go to another one. State of Tennessee, that would be in Hamilton County. We have listeners there. School district paid a consultant $50,000 to conduct an Educators of Color affinity group, and then had other race-based training sessions there. And let's say we pick up one more, because there has already been some news that's been in the news about Missouri. And again, we have listeners there. A school district in Missouri continues to openly promote DEI in its newsletter, and even took the time to use the newsletter to attack President Trump. So what's going to be the follow-up to that? Well, I think you will hear that tonight, but one of those is that President Donald Trump, has tasked the current Attorney General, that would be Pam Bondi, with enforcing his DEI orders first in corporate America and then in federally funded educational institutions.